Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm super excited to show you this recipe today. It's one of my family favorites. It goes great for the holidays, especially if you don't want something so heavy sitting in your stomach after eating all the turkey and ham and roast beef and all the other like heavier foods. This one's really good. Today, we are gonna make pumpkin cheesecake. Oh yeah, it's so fun. So ingredients that we're going to need today is a graham cracker crust. I prefer the original. Some people, there's like cinnamon ones and other ones. Personally, I prefer the original. You're gonna need pumpkin pie spice. If you don't have pumpkin pie spice, but you have cinnamon and nutmeg, that will be efficient. Like that it's the same thing. But I found this at the 99-cent store. So check it out. Like this goes great in my coffee too. We're gonna need a bowl for mixing, and then I'm gonna use a spatula later to scrape it out. You're welcome to use either an egg beater or a whisk to help mix things together. We're gonna need some sugar. We're gonna need a can of pumpkin puree, some Cool Whip, and some Philadelphia cream cheese. So, before we finish getting ready, I need you guys to register on rockingourdisabilities.com through the email, through the website, and other avenues of social media. Don't forget to send us your videos and photos. We love it. We love to share it. We're so excited. You guys have been doing so good. But let's go wash our hands. Okay, friends, now that we washed our hands really good and got water ready for our dishes, unless you're super fancy and have a dishwasher, let's get our ingredients together. So I'm gonna open up my graham cracker bowl and get it all ready, the crust all ready. Now this fancy little plastic thing that's inside here, if you're gonna be transporting this, putting it in the fridge, anything like that, you can flip it over. Take the sticker off, but you can flip this over and then it saves it in the fridge for you. Isn't that fancy? That's fancy. Set that aside, set this all aside so it's ready for later. Okay, so now I'm gonna pour in my whole container. I got an 8-ounce container of Cool Whip. Now I let it sit out for a little bit so it's softer, so it's easier to mix together. There we go. Now if you're anything like my mom, this then becomes a container that you put your leftovers in, or the big butter containers. So I'm gonna pop this in the sink so I can wash it out. Okay. Get my cream cheese out. We're gonna use a whole package of cream cheese. Again, you want it softened. So I let it sit out for about a half an hour, just chilling on the counter so it's not so hard to mix. There we go. Ta-da! Put that in there. I'm gonna use my whole can of pumpkin spice, or pumpkin puree. Oh, it smells good. I love the way pumpkin smells. Ta-da! Aside for right now. Okay, going to need a half a cup of sugar. Remember, you always, when you're pouring liquids or other smaller solids, you always want to make sure that when you pour, you shake it, level it off, make sure it's even. A little too much. Perfect. Half a cup. Put that in the sink. And I need a half of teaspoon. Remember, teaspoons are the smaller ones. Half a teaspoon of my pumpkin spice. If you don't have a pumpkin spice already like pre-mixed together, you just take 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and it does the exact same thing. Pop that in the sink. We'll save this for later. Put my sugar away because I like to clean as I go. Okay, now either you can whisk it together with a whisk, but if you have a mixer or like the egg beater stuff, go ahead and do that. We want to mix it together until it's nice and smooth and creamy. Put that on the roast. Make sure you scrape the sides. Okay, now that everything is all mixed together and it's kind of nice and fluffy, yeah, it looks almost like a cookie dough. Now you're gonna pour it nice and evenly into your pie crust, and then you want to let it refrigerate for at least 2 to 3 hours, at least, to where it can kind of form back into more of a solid again. So I'm gonna take my spatula. Trying to get it nice and even. Filling all the corners. So I'm going to try and get it nice and evenly in there. Filling in all the corners and cracks. Nice and smooth. So when you make it, like when you cut it to eat, everyone gets a nice even piece. There we go. That looks yummy. Huh? Is it in my sink? All right, guys. Now this needs to refrigerate for at least 2 to 3 hours before you dig in and have some fun. But I have some leftover sprinkles from when we made those monster cookies. So I'm gonna decorate mine. You're welcome to do the same if you have any of your leftover decorations Or if you want to put little candies like M&Ms or something in it, you're welcome to do that too. You could draw a little pumpkin on it. Whatever you'd like. Perfect. Yeah. Cute. Okay, friends, I'm gonna go stick this in my fridge and wait a few hours before I can eat it and share it with my friends. But I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope it tastes as good as it looks, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.